Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Walailak Global Program. As always, if I may mention a few words about the purpose of this program, which is to disseminate information about our latest research and teaching and learning and other social engagement related activities. With me today is Assoc.Prof.Dr. Mullica, Jaroensutasinee, the Dean of the School of Science. Dr. Mullica has been on this program before, and I'm very happy today that Dr. Mullica is able to join us, the Walailak Global Program. And first of all, Dr. Mullica, what I would like you to reflect on is the recent recognitions by the Times Higher Education of Walailak University's contribution to the United Nations SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals, which we perform very well in at least top 10 in the country in 4 SDGs, including zero hunger, good health and well-being, clean water and sanitation, and then life underwater. So, and then we will probably venture into other subject matters. But first of all, I would like you to reflect on this.
Thank you, Ajahn Surin. It's very nice to be here today, and as a School of Science and as a scientist, okay. School of Science had done or actually contribute so many aspects to Walailak University. For example, for smart agriculture, which is a zero hunger, right? For zero hunger, imagine the piece of land that we have, so limited. Only 25% of Earth's surface is the land part, okay? So as the population increasing every minute that we're talking right now. So imagine how much food that we have to feed to the world population. The only way that we can succeed these is to do smart agriculture. So Walailak University have a sensor technology, IoT technology, okay, lead by Associate Professor Jaroensutasinee. He interested in doing sensor, IoT, machine learning, AI, and apply to crops. For example, Siam ruby pomelo, which is one of the GI in Nakhon Si Thammarat province, southern Thailand. So in order to feed the whole world, we have to do it smarter, okay? Once we do it smart, we actually ready for new era of change, okay? For the second part, Dr. Surin asking is about good health and well-being, okay? School of Science also doing we call the GLOBE program, okay? The GLOBE program is international program supported by NASA, okay? So it's 127 countries around the globe joining this program. Chris and I, Jaroensutasinee and I, also a PI on mosquito vector-borne diseases. We actually developing or helping the GLOBE program develop mosquito habitat mapper app. Okay, this app, students from around the world can monitor and get rid of larvae mosquito breeding sites. So this is the only way that we can eliminate water container, which is lead to increasing number of vector. If we eliminate the vector where the vector actually located, that means the whole world will be dengue free, chikungunya free, and Zika free. Okay, this is at least these two parts is pretty strong from School of Science, Walailak University perspective.
Mm-hmm. And so indeed, it's very important to mention that the fact that Times impact ranking is a very important recognition of our contribution to United Nations development goal. And indeed, your school, the School of Science, has contributed significantly to this very thing that we are so proud of at Walailak University. But also, I understand that you do not only work on research, but also the outreach programs as well. So could you elaborate a little bit on the two aspects that you've been focusing on, high level research resulting in publications, but at the same time you also have an outreach programs which involve communities and also young people, young generation as well.
It's dear to my heart, okay? Good education, which Walailak very strong in good education, and educating young generation is so dear and near my heart. So we as School of Science do all sorts of aspects to actually reach out to school students, okay? Starting from grade 1 to grade 12. Okay, many aspects. For example, we are doing Olympiad. Okay, so we have chemistry, physics, astrophysics, computer, biology, mathematics. All these training high school students. Okay, for better education. So we have a camp 1 and camp 2, and then from 7 provinces in upper southern part of Thailand come to be trained at Walailak University. We've been doing this for more than 10 years, okay? And once we have the 6 finalists in each department, we send these to compete nationally, and hopefully some of the kids can actually compete internationally. This is only part of education that we do. We also the hub of Junior Science Talent Project. Okay, so if we can go out and search for somebody that really talented. Okay, so we convince them, help them to apply to get some scholarship on Junior Young Science Talent Project Thailand. Walailak is a southern part hub for this project. And what Dr. Surin actually may be thinking of is the GLOBE program. I has been elected as a representative from Asia Pacific region to be science working group. Each region has only one representative. Imagine that we have to compete from representative from India, from Taiwan, from Vietnam, from Korea, okay? From many countries in this region, and luckily that I was selected as representative, and I've been and after I was a representative from Asia Pacific region, I was also nominated as a chair of science working group from the whole committee selected me as a chair, and I've been a chair for 7 years already. So as a part, Chris also a technology working group. He also representative as a technology for Asia Pacific region for 7 years as well. As part of the GROW program, we actually doing STEM education. For the STEM is STEM. So the STEM stand for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So as you can see that all these 4 aspects is very important for employability skills for the 21st century kids. Okay, so if you want to succeed in your career, STEM education is a main key, and Walailak University as us reach out to young kids, foster them to actually achieve in STEM career. As a woman, okay, as a woman myself, I see that as a role model. I can be inspired and helping young ladies to be succeeded. Many of my undergrad students pursue their master degree and pursue their PhD degree, okay, and then graduated and become prominent university professor in many universities. So I am so proud of what my students, especially women, achieve in their career. And even now, as you can see, STEM. Most of our PhD students that Chris and I co-advise becoming Director of Computational Service Center in 4 university in southern area. So as you can see that Walailak not only teaching undergrad, we also have a graduate program and supported higher education. We reached out since grade 1 to grade 12 doing undergrad degree and also doing PhD and master program. To me, I think Walailak have succeed in helping out and doing good education for communities.
There are 2 aspects here, Dr. Mullica. I would like to kind of get you to say more about it, which is that one is about the fact that science is very global, is very international. Yourself is the chair of the Asia Pacific, this scientific body of, in the Asia Pacific region. And the second aspect is the fact that you're talking about the kind of science that is not only done in experimental way in laboratories, but also in society, in the community. And this seems to be quite amazing to me that Walailak University has been able to play this role. Could you say a little bit more about these 2 very important aspects of science that you represent the School of Science, and in fact you have paid attention not only to undergraduate students, but also postgraduate students, but also students, kids in primary, secondary schools as well.
It is interesting. Most people think that doing science has to do in laboratory, right? But you know what? We only have one world. We only have one good world, okay? So environmental issue becoming a big issue, and it's not my issue only, or it's not Dr. Surin's issue only, it's everybody issue, okay? So in order to make young kids realize about how important it is to preserve good water, good air quality, okay, good soil to plant some plants, okay, you have to teach the kid at young age. Okay, so the GLOBE program bringing aspect of monitoring air, like temperature, relative humidity, okay, the cloud, because the cloud causing rain. If you have no cloud, they probably have no rain, okay. The wind, okay, this is we talking about the climate, which is related to one of the SDGs on climate action. Okay, so we as a university, we teach the kid to actually understanding their own environment. Before you protecting or conserve your environment, you have to start understanding. You have to start appreciate it, okay? And once you really love something so much, you actually being and take action into preserving it, okay? Because we only have one world to live. We only have one good blue planet, right? We cannot get on a spaceship and going somewhere else, right? Okay, so I think foster young generation on thinking about monitoring environment that they live in, with water quality, measuring your water pH, okay, seeing what's crawling, is there any macroinvertebrates around in the rivers, those kind of things, okay? Once they loved it, they're going to start to think about conserving it.
And the other one goal that we have been ranked really well is life and the water. This is SDG number 4. And obviously, staff from the School of Science have contributed quite significantly as well. Again, the research from your school and the staff from your school have played a very important role in that. Could you share with us a little bit more about sort of research that have been done in relation to the life and the water, and the people who are involved in it, the sort of benefits that you may be able to speak about?
It's interesting when people think about life below water, okay? So you can when we think about life below water, what is it? Is it a marine? Is it a freshwater fish? Or is this, are we talking about plankton? Or what are we talking about? I think it's probably composed of all of these things that require water. Okay, so for School of Science, we have a marine science department. Okay, we have actually have undergrad program in marine science. So we helping young generation undergrad. Okay, going and monitoring water quality. We have a water quality test helping students. We teaching about GIS. Okay, for the GIS, so we understand how land use change, how mangrove area has changed to be houses, or how beach profile had changed because of the erosion. Okay, and not only that, we have assistant professor Amonsak working on blue swimming crab conservation. Okay, people love seafood, right? Do you like seafood? Everybody loves seafood. Okay, so if you love seafood, you have to manage and actually conserve it. So it's a huge impact project that Dr. Amonsak from Marine Science Department contributed to the community in southern part of Thailand. So now you come and visit us at Walailak University. I'm sure that you can actually have a steamed blue swimming crab from local restaurant easily. But it's not like that in the past 10 years, okay? But it's just been recently that the program, the project that the marine science lecturer or professor have done have a huge impact on the community.
In fact, you were talking about our staff, Dr. Monsak that you mentioned, who has helped set up this breeding, the swimming crab breeding center just along the coast near our university here. Dr. Mullica, you also touched on this. Probably it's more personal here. You were touching on the issue of being a woman scientist, and so this is kind of going against the probably not now, not so much now, but in the past, people of your generation probably were quite small in number, being focusing on being a scientist, working on science. How is that going now in terms of what is the issue about women being scientists? Are you recruiting more female students to be scientists here at this university, or what is a general the general picture of women scientists in Thailand?
This is my personal opinion, okay? As you can see that right now, Walailak University, 70% of undergraduate students are female, okay? So you can count how many female dormitory available on campus. 70% reserve room for women. So for School of Science, we also have 70% of undergrads are female. Okay. In the past, like Dr. Surin said, female might not take science or scientist as a career. Either it's not popular, or it seems they might not feel like they can compete with men in general. But I think nowadays, especially in Thailand, the role has changed. I think female, to me, I have seen very successful female scientists, okay, in many fields. And so I think Walailak have done so well in gender equality. That's not an issue here.
Types of research that has been done at your school, staff at your school works on specific projects based on their expertise, but also teaching staff in your school also teach general education subjects as well, you know. So, I mean, but it seems that you have struck a balance between focusing on a very high-level scientific research and teaching, you know, general education subjects. You see that the tension there or not?
This is interesting. Thank you, Dr. Surin, for asking. He's always asking tough questions, okay? But I like it. I think, okay, to me, good scientists always has to be a good communicator, okay? Because when we are doing some experiment, when we get result, we have to write it, okay? If we are not good communicator, we cannot convey all the results and all the good findings, okay? So, so to me, being a great scientist also has to be very inspiring teacher as well, because when we teach general like basic chemistry, basic biology like Bio 101 or whatever, we actually can show passion of our subjects, and we can transform our experience on our own research and telling, okay, first year students, they're just like, oh wow, because they hear it, okay, from, you know, it's authentic, it's original, and these might not even be published yet because you just heard it, because I just got the results, okay? So who would have more fun? You better want to learn from the real scientists actually conducted on that particular research, or you want to, you know, take a lecture from somebody reading from a books, which is 5 years old, okay? The result that being in a textbook usually is really old, believe me.
This is excellent, Dr. Mullica. It's very rewarding for students to join Walailak University. Indeed, the fact that they have the opportunity to study, to learn firsthand about the actual research, high-level research